Okay, so this is going to be the last video on trigonometry for a little bit. And the reason I'm doing this one is just some things for you to think about when you're actually performing trig calculations. So there are some few things you can just check whilst you're doing these to make sure you are on the right path and that you're not going to get a wrong answer and that your calculator's not going to just go math error. So the key checks are for sine and cosine. Once you've done your calculations, check, is the hypotenuse really the longest side? If it's not, you've made a mistake because the hypotenuse is always the longest side. The other thing to check is when you're finding an angle, is make sure that the opposite over the hypotenuse, okay, or the opposite divided by the hypotenuse, and the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse is less than 1. If it's not less than 1, your calculator's not going to give you an answer, okay? And it's not the calculator's fault, you have made a mistake, okay? So remember, when you're finding the angle, if these two values for sine and cosine are greater than 1, you've made a mistake, okay? Now what I want you to think about, and let me know during lesson time, is why does the opposite over hypotenuse and the adjacent over the hypotenuse, why is it less than 1? And I'll give you a hint if you like. The answer's already on this card. Now there are no tricks for tan, so I've not put any up here. But what is really handy to know is just some of the common values. Now if you move up into year 12 and 13, you'll get to know more of these. But these are some of the really easy ones that you can start learning now. Sine of 30 equals a half, okay, always. Cos of 60 equals a half, okay, and again my question to you is, why is that the case, okay? Draw a triangle and think about why you think that is the case. The other one is tan 45. Now tan 45 is always 1, and again I want you to think about why that might be the case and, let me know in the lesson. Thanks.